In this video, I'm going to share the best high-yield savings account that you need to sign up for today. You can earn way more with the high-yield savings accounts than your traditional savings accounts. The difference between a traditional savings account and a high-yield savings account is that it has a much higher yield on your money. And it compounds, which means interest associated with a bank account increases exponentially over time. So it's going to go up month after month after month after month. And it is completely risk-free. Sounds too good to be true, right? So what's the catch? Why are these banks offering such a high interest rate? Most of these banks that are offering a high percentage of APY are online banks. And they're offering high interest rates simply because they can. They don't have branch buildings to maintain and have much lower staff costs than traditional banks. A lot of these banks are offering these high interest rates because they are usually online banks and they don't have any overhead expenses, which is why they can afford to offer these incentive rates to people like you and me, which ultimately make people like us want to bank with them. High interest yield rates do fluctuate, and when the pandemic hit, they went way down. But right now, it is up. Last year, the Federal Reserve raised interest rates multiple times, which is why I took advantage of this. I'm loving my results, by the way, and why you should too, of the rising rates with the accounts that we're going to talk about in this video today. But the main reason you might want to consider moving your money from a traditional savings account to a high yield savings account is because if your money is just sitting somewhere, you might as well let it sit somewhere and grow. So let's be real. When was the last time you physically walked into a bank anyway? Most of us are banking online anyways, whether it's through your computer or your phone. And a high-yield savings account is a great place to park your money if you want to avoid risky investments. For example, if you invested your savings in a particular stock and then the market drops, then there goes your vacation fund. A high-yield savings account is completely risk-free. Now, high-yield savings accounts are FDIC insured, which means if the bank fails, the FDIC will reimburse you. It is federally insured up to $250,000 per depositor, and honestly, if you've already hit that threshold, then I'm not sure why you're watching this video. So if you do have more than $250,000 and you want to use a high-yield savings account, then open up 2 accounts, because just the one will not be insured if the bank fails. You will not get back more than $250,000. So the top 2 reasons you might want to consider putting your money in a high yield savings account is that it's a great place to park your emergency fund if you lost your job or you needed some car repairs, or if you are saving for something very specific like a house, a vacation, maybe a wedding. And again, there is absolutely no risk with this savings account. And if you need to use this as your emergency fund, this money would be ready and available for you to use. If you don't have an emergency fund set up yet, then please do yourself a favor and check that item off of your to-do list right now. So, what is an emergency fund? An emergency fund is a cash reserve that's specifically set aside for unplanned expenses or financial emergencies. This includes things like car repairs, home repairs, medical bills, or a loss of income. It is good practice to have at least 6 months of your living expenses in your emergency fund, just in case. With a high-yield savings account, your interest is credited monthly, which means you don't have to wait until the end of the year to actually collect that interest that you've earned, which is unlike a certificate of deposit or a CD, which you'd have to wait for until its maturity date to actually access the money. And in most cases, that would be 6 months. In some cases, that is up to 5 years. Now, if you're thinking, okay, yeah, Lindsay, but I've been banking with my bank for years, why in the world would I want to switch? Now, that is what I really want to show you, because in this video, I'm going to show you great options that you can consider banking with. And these are all online banks that you can keep your high yield savings account in. Alright, so let's go. Now, the best way to save money is simply by having more of it. So make sure to check out this video on how I was able to earn $40,000 in a little over a year part-time. But I don't want to go into all of those details in this video, so make sure to check it out to see how you could do the same or earn even more than I did. So before I go any further, please make sure you guys like this video, share it, subscribe, and hit that little bell for notifications, because after you implement these strategies, I basically just helped you earn some money. The national average yield on a savings account is 0.23%. And although I knew it was low, I was shocked to find that big banks actually think that this is a good interest rate. Alright, so here are the best high yield interest savings accounts, and these rates are reflected as a result of the date of this recording. Ally Bank. Ally is currently offering 3.4 APY. So with Ally, there are no monthly maintenance fees, no minimum deposit for opening the account, And they also have a tool for you to organize your savings with no additional accounts required. They have something called buckets, which allows you to dedicate part of your savings to whatever you want. For example, you have a bucket for home improvements, vet bills, and maybe a vacation. And this is all under the same one account. They also have this thing called surprise savings, where they analyze your linked checking accounts for safe to save money. Then they transfer your savings so that you don't even have to. There is a limit of 6 withdrawals per statement cycle. I wanted to throw that out there just in case you were planning on making frequent withdrawals. Capital One High Yield Savings Account. Now this one is almost exactly like Ally. It offers 3.4% APY, and there are no monthly fees, there are no monthly or maintenance fees, and what you earn is what you keep. There is no minimum to open or keep your high yield savings account open. You'll get 3.4% APY on any balance. They do have a user-friendly app where you can easily transfer funds and connect your bank accounts, so that was a plus, which is a great feature when you're on the go. The American Express High Yield Savings Account. American Express is currently offering 3.5% APY. They are currently ranked the number 1 in customer satisfaction from online-only direct banks. Now, I have had a high yield savings account with my American Express for years, and I can attest that their customer service is superb. There are no minimums, no monthly fees, it's 24/7 superior customer service, easy access to your money around the clock, and it's also FDIC insured. I love that I can access this from my phone along with all of my other Amex accounts. Also with this one, your interest compounds daily and it's deposited into your account monthly. One of my favorite things to do when I'm playing around with this high yield savings account is to use the high yield savings account calculator to see my earning potential. If you choose to go with American Express, you can open an account in just a few minutes. They just want to verify that it is indeed you, and then they'll use your personal details to check public records without affecting your credit. Little nuggets like that statement are the reasons that I love Amex. They actually seem to care about you. But make no mistake, your loyalty should lie with only you, because at the end of the day, they are in business to make money, but so are you. Synchrony Bank. So the idea is to use the account because if you don't use this account within the 60 days, they will close it. Synchrony Bank is currently offering 3.75% APY with no minimum deposit, no minimum balance, and no monthly fees. The next is CIT Bank. CIT Bank is currently offering 4.05%. No monthly service fees. There are no account openings or monthly service fees for this savings account. There is, however, a minimum of $100 to keep your account open. They do have mobile deposits, which I still love because sometimes I get checks for my birthday that I can easily deposit from just taking a picture from my phone. Next is UFB Direct. Now with this one, you can earn up to 4.21% APY, and there are no maintenance or service fees, no minimum deposit required, and you'll get a complimentary ATM card and digital tools for seamless remote banking, free transfers between direct deposit accounts, and you can use them on the go, which is all great features. They also have digital tools for things like online banking to access your account from anywhere in the world. Mobile deposit is one of my favorite things because you can use your smartphone to deposit checks no matter where you are. So when it's time for you to select a high yield savings account that is best for you, make sure to pick the one that offers a high APY, has low or no fees, FDIC insured, make sure the reputation and the stability of the bank is good, and make sure it is accessible. Remember to do your research and compare several high yield savings accounts before making a decision. That is all I have for you today, and I really appreciate you for staying and watching until the end of this video. So if you made it this far, please do me a favor in the comment section, say, "Hey Lindsay, I made it." And let me know which high yield savings account that you plan to sign up for.